I have been doxxed. I've faced people threatening my family, threatening my cat. Fucking low blow to threaten my goddamn cat. Indeed, she's been treating me far better than my family had. Or had been giving me the money to feed myself. She's might fail like that, but I'm gonna give it a try, because I'm just pissing off my family here. Basically, like, I mean, it is something that my family is sort of desperately trying, is like, and I have received a lot of criticism from my family, saying, no, you can't talk to anyone, you can't talk online, no! Putting this out there because my friends and my family deserve a record of how the fuck I have felt. Local area that I can go to the pub with and say, so, my family's being shitty, so my situation is shitty, but I have a Facebook page. And I'm not gonna stop doing that because my family's worried. You know, and certain members of my family who have a decent set of lungs on them themselves I don't consider my biological blood relatives in my family anymore. I mean, there is a certain person. I feel like my morality is very much a choice, because I feel like I feel like my family is like saying this life. Because I'm not gonna commit suicide because I don't want to fuck up my family, but at the same time, I genuinely explained that yes, because there have been threats against my family, there have been people breaking the fucking law. Deep. It cuts deep, and yeah, I hate my family. I hated my time there, but it does make me feel more snowflakes. I don't want to be attacked. I don't want my family to be attacked, but I am, and they have been. I don't want to be comparable to Trump in the same way that I suppose I would rather my family were diagnosed with cancer than Alzheimer's. You know, like war coming and every soldier is going to be needed, and I can't do that to my family, but oh god, I basically fucking realised that it would actually be worse for my family if I were to die at this point. I have to sustain myself now that doesn't rely on my parents or my family in any way, but for now, at least I have my parents and to make me have another downward spiral that I might not be able to get out of. You know, my family could drop more bombshells on me yet. So I just want him gone. The BBC, right? The BBC are just... they are like my family at this point. You know, in the sense that will affect the way you live your life. Okay? I care about my friends. I care about my family. I care about... yeah, it's tough. It's genuinely tough, and kind of my family is supporting me to a certain extent because, you know, £4 a week can... First, I started to pull my life together, and then I left university, and my family fell apart. I mean, my sister fucking emigrated. My parents inside of me. A darkness that had lost me, my friends, and my family, and the woman I loved. How could I be the same? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my family aren't my family anymore. The people who are my biological... I mean, not even necessarily by my family, but who the fuck? Sciencey work, you know, as civil servants. And so, as a result, my family had money, and, like, I knew I had money growing up. They have sent shit to my house. They have scared my family. They have made me so very, very fully feel the need to participate in. Like, I mean, my family is basically disintegrating. Like, you know, my sister. I mean, it's this horrible stuff going on in my family too, and real life, not through delivering things to my house, not through contacting my family, not through circulating things about my family. You only...
When you take away my friends, when you take away my family, when you take away my future, what am I?
That's all I am doing at this point, is I want to not die so my family doesn't get upset. Right? That's what I'm scared for myself, for my family, for my country, for my friends in other countries. I have issues, but just I don't care anymore. I my family is a fucking wreck. It's not like my family history. It's not like my fucking my history at school. That's really tragic. Oh, that's really bad and really horrible. And in fairness, right, I did actually ask my family doctor to check up on him after he... This is my family. This is my cat. So kind of the way it is with my family is that, like, sort of years after a thing has become a problem, they are scaring others in my family. Things are not good for me right now, and I've been dealing with a lot of different... because I have to think of the safety of my family. Simple as that. And it's all just kind of up in the air, with my family just saying, oh, don't worry, you'll be okay, somehow you'll be okay. And that's probably why I feel like I'm so screwed at the moment. Because, you know, my family keeps telling me things will be okay, things will be okay. Better able to, you know, help my family with stuff. And hopefully it will, you know, give me more avenues to get a job. I hate the idea of being a burden to my family, but, like, there is no way out. My family. I mean, I highly doubt that, you know, any member of my family is going to be in a situation, you know, fucking hurt like hell. And obviously, like, you know, my family has decided in all their wisdom that, of course, what they should really do, because they scared me a damn sight more than my father ever will. So, you know, my family is kind of... and I think this is kind of why nobody in my family noticed that anything was going wrong and that I needed to see an entrance.
And a bit of fear. And I can, well, yeah, I know because it's my family, but I know that, you know, kind of shock.
Because you know what? Even if I get through this, even if my family helps me find the money from fucking somewhere to stay, and to be very clear, right? I have been stalked by them. My family has been stalked by them.
And of course my family don't want me to eat the cake because, you know, that's going to make you fat and give you fucking man boobs.
This is something that kind of gripes. You know, it's like, yeah, threatening my family, you know, threatening my cat, right? And of course it's Easter, so I've had people, like, my family has been very angry with me, because they're like, it's Easter, you should be nice and talk.
Is kind of an anathema thing to say, but I mean, I suppose my family wants me to be in denial. My family wants...
Because I can tell you for damn sure, my family ain't gonna be giving a shit. My family are gonna be towards kind of helping my family and like just dealing with life. But I follow a lot of people who care about politics, and something these fuckers wanted to get to me. They couldn't get to me through my family. They couldn't get to me through sending shit through the post. The other members of my family, like my dad, he fucking scares me. Family in any way, but for now, at least I have my parents and my family. But my mother on and off tell me, oh yeah, that's complete shit. We gotta go, we gotta leave. You know, I mean, obviously, my family is not so fucked up that my mother's husband was her dad. Okay. The lives of my family are more important than how fucking butthurt you feel that disability allowance. So I'm kind of a little bit fucked at the moment, and essentially my family, I've basically
thing started, I was comparatively rich. It's more just that, you know, my family has fallen to bits and I'm no longer at university. I don't want to, you know, have to go on benefits or, you know, kind of basically, I want to feed my family, so no, I'm not gonna give up my
10, maybe 20 years as things in my personal life and in my family take time and slowly progress. You think I'm a piece of shit does not matter as much to me as my ability to help my family, as my ability to function is a curse that means that I'm scared for my family and my friends, and I'm that wouldn't work. Finally, I managed to avoid the bugs. I finally managed to win at fucking midnight. And by that relationship that I have with my family of just like, you fuckers have the money and you're fucking talking down to me. Situation, so you can probably relate. So regarding my family and my culture, I grew up within a Muslim family in Birmingham, and as you know, was in Muslim. That's never gonna crop up in any situation with regards to my family. I mean, I highly doubt that, you know, my to dox me who have threatened my family. Maybe my family will be able to sort something out. Maybe I will get funding to stay alive. What matters is that my mother gets better. What matters is that my family is able to recover. The stress of other stuff going on with my family and how that means I don't have the energy to do other things. I've been doxxed, I've had my family threatened, I've had my cat threatened. I'm gonna be okay. My family's gonna do what it can to see I'm okay.
Because, you know, I have enough. My family gives me enough money to get by. Enough.
I don't consider my biological blood relatives in my family anymore. I mean, there is a certain person, and I'm not going to debate them because these these bastards have stalked my family. These bastards. That this is gonna mean that I get attacked. That my friends and my family and that fucking people I don't know are going to get attacked.
And there was like a stunned silence, and then when I got home, my family gave me shit because you didn't know that they were Christians. It's like,
you know, I don't consider my blood relatives to be my family anymore, but I've kind of realised that I've kind of got a different one. So I then had to go and create bullshit jobs to make my family feel like they're making a difference when it's like I've had two Nazis who watch this stuff. I know also that my friends watch this stuff, that my family, well, some of them watch my stuff, and not to. And indeed, it is quite a bone of contention in my family that my parents would like me dearly to be on benefit. This is gonna be tough to explain to people. Tough to explain to my family. Tough to explain to my friends. And I have spent the last 2 years not talking to anyone other than my family. So yeah, it's not good.
my family is insane. My family is utterly fucking insane.
I'm making my sister scared. The one member of my family that has never really wronged me.
My family wants me to be in denial. My family wants me to never accept the life I have gotten at the moment, because
years after a thing has become a problem, people like my family will suddenly notice and go, "Oh, that's your perfect family," and everybody else. I mean, obviously it's very easy for me to say that when I know that my family isn't perfect. Fucking lived with, right? And I don't mean my family members, but I mean like a university and shit, right? Like I've had people say they're gonna gut me like Nazis, stalked by Nazis. So I have to not make videos because I don't want my family attacked. I don't want my friends attacked. I don't. Telling me they know where I live. They're threatening my family, threatening my cat. People who have been saying that they're.
as I had watched a bit of the TV series with my family, with my sister, and that was very awkward.
Horrible to you because this is my way of controlling you. And the other half of my family is just someone who has a lot of anxiety issues. I mean, like, to a certain extent, this is why I'm constantly bitching about my family. Because it's, you know, because I'm the guy who fixes computers in my house, in my family. So at some point or another, it's going to be good. There's nothing on there that is like, yes, my home address is blah blah blah. My family is called blah 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 blah. And this is my phone. People have targeted me. They have targeted my family. They know where we live back. I am utterly dependent upon my family being good, because the government sure as shit ain't. And as a result, my family is, it's almost like a bureaucratic mess in here at the moment. Just sort of emails has also doxed me in the past, has threatened my family, and that
Has been pressure. Because, dear ladies and gentlemen, you may have heard me bitching about my family and complaining about them, and
I mean, I really don't. You know, I'm the one my family members come to talk to when they're feeling down. So, if you do decide to take the trolling to him or to anybody else in my family, you're gone. No.
swimming career was that I went on holiday with my family, and it was, oh, they have an outdoor pool.
Paying a fucking bit of attention to you. So you do that to the people who are in my family, who I care about. You're gone. Just want him gone. The BBC, right? The BBC are just... They are like my family at this point. You know, in the sense that someone is deciding to essentially take trolling me over to my family, that's crossing a line, and that says to me, okay, a good thing about me being a fat fucker is that, you know, my family knows, hey, if we're going out, he's gonna go to KFC.
And for any of my family watching this may be the first time you hear this.
Okay, I don't have a job and I'm shut up on because of it, and, you know, my family's shit and stuff like this. But, like, I've done this on a YouTube video because I wanted to protect myself and protect my family, and see that, you know, it was hard because the entire time my family was just kicking me down and down all the time. Just kick you fucking down. Things could go to shit any moment now. My family could just schism. Somebody could have a breakdown. Something dead or dying or about to die. You know, my family is disintegrating. My family is kind of kept, and I haven't been paid by, you know, state or whatever that my family will have it, right? I have to. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of my friends or my family or potential employers seeing this, because as far as what's stalking me, these are the people who are harassing my family, who are trying and failing to get to me. Changing and, like, wondering who I was. And at the same time, my family was basically nuclear bombing itself, and, like,
Said some stupid stuff, but we all have. Let's move on. And that's kind of how my family stays together.
With all the shit that's going on with my family at the moment, my family fought for you, Ed. My family were out there delivering pamphlets. These bastards have made it personal, you know? They have stalked me and my family. My family is a fucking wreck. My family is a fucking wreck, and I'm just trying to survive, and these people keep on being there for my family. I need to focus on being able to deal with universal credit. I need to focus things. For that length of time meant that kind of the insanity of my family situation died down, and, you know, like, other things happened, like the fact that things got, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my family aren't my family anymore. The people who are my biological blood relatives. So obviously it's kind of a crisis point for my family, and it's this sort of panic. You see, my father takes assimilation very seriously. He wishes for my family to be quintessentially British, and wishes boxers and people who have genuinely threatened my family and who I have had to call the police on. Right? Because these are... And frankly, my family has dealt with a lot worse. From a lot worse people. I had to deal with medical revelations, you know, revelations from my family, and that's all it takes, is just one bad day for somebody in my family, and that's it, I'm fucked and dead. Justices in the world will attack me, and they will come after my friends and my family and the people I respect, and
then I'll be safe from the people who murdered my family. And it's a very simplistic, fetch them.
that there is no sense of safe harbour for me. What I have are assurances by my family that, right, I'm fucked, and it's even reached the point where, you know, my family has kind of realised this. You know, what happens to my dad? No more than I do any other human being. But he is my family. So, if you do decide to, ain't gonna be giving a shit. My family are gonna be blocking you and ignoring you and not paying a fucking. And all the time, my family, and it's just piling on the pressure. More love and compassion and friendship than I've known from my family. In a way, in that, you know, I belong to local hairdressers with my family, and kind of I'd go in a chair. Somebody would, my mother would just say, he wants the. Well, as far as I'm concerned, basically, I think me and my family, yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my family aren't my family anymore. The people who tampons, and they have been threatening my family and stalking my family and generally being incredibly horrible bastards.
Because suddenly the family, the support structure is gone. Because my family had long since fucking stopped being a
fucked. My friends are fucked. My family is fucked. I am fucked. Not in a good way. Very bad way.
It was my morality that has caused pretty much everyone of my family to yell and scream at me about job seekers.
To a certain extent, right, me and my family have such communication problems is because when they get everything to try and, you know, keep going and keep my family going, I stopped doing all of the little.
This is what we need to do. And then you have royalty saying, yeah, well, my family's been doing this shit for fucking generations.
One member of my family that I can still honestly say that I love.
County, or that I just can't get to. And my family aren't reliable, and certainly aren't someone I can.
You know, I don't consider my blood relatives to be my family anymore, but I've kind of realised that I've kind of got a different one. About people, about my friends, about my family, and it's just like, no, what can you actually do?
I need to plan one for Christmas itself, for kind of my family to play. And shares, and doesn't care much for my family, and that's probably a problem because I'm now properly dependent on them until I can get a job.
The strength of my mind. I know the strength of my family. And I know that at this, right? In the sense that, you know, like, my family, my mother and my sister have a phobia of buttons.
But it's like, I have a university dissertation to write, my family is falling apart, I don't fucking care what bloody gender the doctor's gonna be, what gender the James...
I have been kind of caught up in this almost cult of personality where people in my family have been like, no, this time we are family, not through circulating things about my family. You only do it to me. Because that we can have a little fun with. Was because because my family has always been difficult. Because basically I got my anger management. It wasn't good, and my family, because they were stressed, and because
and indeed, my family have recently confronted me because I did a bit of satire. Because I'm not going to have to worry about kind of food, because my family is kind of, they're rich enough to keep me in peace. And then there was the anger at my family, anger at myself, anger that I can't really talk about to my friends or to my family, just because it's kind of...
I'm scared. I am scared for my country, I am scared for my family, and I am scared for myself. Draining the resources of my family. Now they want me to. They don't want me dead.
Fucking weird, I want to forget about this, moving on, I've got my family now, and then Arthur turns up on his doorstep. And he's like, look, I know...
Right? It's the only hope I have of not being dependent upon my family, because I just...
The license. I mean, okay, I'm living with my family, and therefore I'm living in accommodation where there is a TV.
In Wardstones and in Farnham, I think, actually. And my family has this policy of, like, if you want to get a book
And on YouTube and other places, I'm sorry to my family. I'm sorry to everyone for being my privilege, because if I give it up, my family is fucked. My life is fucked. So when it's
give me money or I will starve, when it's like, actually, my family is in the, yeah, you maybe can have a little bit more food. Your issue is with me, not with my family. For the system that I care about, for the future generations, and yeah, for my family, for my friends, and for myself, because I'm scared, really scared, both for me personally and for like my family and my friends and for my whole and I leave everything else to my family, or if they don't want it, to the Shark Trust. I've been in such a bad place for so long now, and my family has been desperate, and they've been saying, go to the doctor, go to...
like, I mean, I went to bloody Florida with my family, and we saw dolphins and shit.
After crisis after crisis. Admittedly, part of that is just that, one half of my family is this angry rage beast. I just don't want the girls hurt. They're my family, They're all I've got left. Now I can't even get eaten by carbon dioxide. Video on work-life balance yesterday, but then Mum came home and stuff happened. Just suffice to say, my family's insane.
Fleet Academy, cause fuck it, I will have my revenge, cause you blew up my family, bitches! And so he goes and he's like, ah!
Essentially driving the British economy off a fucking cliff, and you know, various members of my family have got cancer, you know,